That's right, folks. It's now time for the Michael Titus Show with your host, the bad boy of Colorado wrestling, the most magnificent, distinguished, remarkable, and downright extraordinary host Gold Mile High has ever seen. Here he is, Michael Titus.
Hello, moronic morons. It is I, manager extraordinaire, the defiant demagogue of devious demeanor. I am indeed the Rocky Mountain Mouth Michael Titus. I am the hardest working wrestling manager today, and this is the Michael Titus Show. On today's show, I'll be talking about some firsts, some lasts, and some backfired moments from this week in wrestling history. I'll also be talking about the AWA title change from 1986, from when was the last time a major title changed hands in Colorado, which also includes the promo of the week. And I was supposed to have my very special guest, the sweet and sticky superstar himself, my dear close personal friend Aaron the Candyman. I don't know, he got lost in traffic or something like that. Who knows? But he promises he'll be here, and I promise all of you that he will be on the show. He's fresh off the plane from Mexico. He's ready to jump back into the Indies a little bit here in Colorado before he heads back south of the border to Mexico City once again. He's making a name for himself down there. He's told me some of his stories and things that he's experienced down there, the way they operate down there in terms of the business side of things, the way the wrestlers are in the ring. It's totally, totally different than the way it is here in the United States of America, that is for sure. And when he gets here, he's going to fill you in on all of that about Mexico City, about the wrestling down there, and what it's like actually living down there, because it was definitely a cultural shock for him, because he is not used to being outside of the United States, let alone the state of Colorado, and for going international, it was something else for him. So he'll talk about that when he gets here. But for right now, I want to let you all know that this Friday night at Terrano Maxizo on 47 in La Pan, right off of I-70 in Pecos, it's going to be Denver Lucha Libre. And I am making my triumphant return as a manager at Denver Lucha Libre. It's going to be a great night of action. I'm going to be there. I most certainly believe that the number 2 manager in the state of Colorado, the Games Master, will be there, all in his goofy-looking masks and wearing that and carrying that stupid cane and wearing that jacket that was airbrushed by a little kid. But you know what? He's going to be there, and all of the greats. He's probably going to have Frankie Tanner there. He's going to have a lot of the great wrestlers. Pikachu's going to be in action, most definitely. And then Saturday night will be Asylum Championship Wrestling from Colorado Springs at the Hillside Community Center. You don't want to miss that, because they've got 2 big matches scheduled that night. First of all, Patrick McDaniel, he qualified to be the number 1 contender for the ACW Institutional Championship, which is currently held by my brother, the Superstar. And then in the main event, Martin Casas, Tough Enough fame, is coming all the way from Salt Lake City, Utah, to face the ACW champion, Danger Dean. The radio DJ himself, 98.9 Magic FM in Colorado Springs. It's going to be a great night of action. I am the owner of ACW. I've planned those matches. I've got a lot of other things in store. The ACW tag team titles will be on the line, which are my current clients, the Gold Standard, Michael Madoff, who was here last week, and the Diamond Standard, Jason Knoll. And there's got to be something like that, because when you have a Diamond Exchange, worthy contender, just like the Diamond Standard, Jason Knoll, and the Gold Standard, Michael Madoff, it's a winning combination, that's for sure. And Aaron the Candyman used to be a tag team champion, but then he suffered some injuries. He went to recuperate in Mexico. They've got a lot of great doctors down there. Did you know that, Dave? They've got a lot of great and wonderful medicine and different types of techniques that can cure you. I would imagine they could do something. Maybe they could braid that soul patch of yours. Maybe that'll help you out there.
That's going to be hard to believe.
I mean, they can do a lot of wondrous things down there. Maybe you can make yourself look nice and your wife will start to love you again. Who knows? But all that and more on the Michael Titus Show. I tell you what, we're going to have a great, great show today. And then more independent wrestling news for the rest of the month. Tanaka Championship Wrestling makes its debut. It's a Bad Company Productions. It's going to be right there in Colorado Springs. Their first show will be at the First Nazarene Church in Colorado Springs, Wednesday, January 11th. And then on Friday, January 13th, they will make their debut at the Hillside Community Center as well. It's going to be a great night of action. I am returning as a ring announcer. This year, 2012, is going to be a lot of firsts. I'm returning as a manager at Denver Lucha Libre. I'm also returning as a ring announcer and a full-fledged color commentator. And then NEW returns to the Buffalo Rose on January 15th, Sunday, January 15th. A lot of great action. I understand Michael Madoff is going to get his one-on-one opportunity with Brandon Bishop, the former owner of ACW. He's going to finally settle some scores, bury some hatchets, probably in Brandon Bishop's back, most definitely. It's going to be a lot of great action. I'm going to have my Diamond Standard Jason Knoll there. He's going to be in great action. He's undefeated, Dave. He's undefeated. No one has been able to beat him, not even that big nightmare on wheels, the man who makes Madman Pondo look like a pussycat, Jinsu. We took care of him. He's no longer a big bad booty daddy or whatever he wants to call himself. He's not the king of crazy anymore. He's more like the jester. We've demoted him. He is no longer qualified to be a king of crazy anymore. Going to be also commentating that night. I hope I have Larry Nabisco there with me because I think that we did a great combination together. I don't know about Katie Lang or J.D. Williams or Penn Jillette, whatever name he wants to go by. I think he's bald underneath that hat as far as I'm concerned. But Larry Nabisco, he is a great commentator. I enjoyed working with him. His wife is wonderful, too. She brought me a lot of drinks and food. I was well-fed that night and was I didn't have a thirst or a want or anything. She took care of us really well that night. And then on top of that, we had holiday cookies. It was a lot of fun. And then you got to wait for the return on January 20th, NRW. For the first time ever, they're going to come on Friday nights right there at Fun City in Littleton, Colorado. It's going to be great action. I'm returning with Chris Von Lohr and Jason Knoll. We're going to be back there. And you know what? I don't care what anybody says. I think that Duff Doyle made the biggest mistake of his life. He may have gotten lucky, put that trailer hitch on Chris Von Lohr, but you only get lucky once, Duff Doyle. It ain't going to happen again. And Swan Christopher, I already got 2 companies in my back pocket. I'm going to make NRW a third. You better watch out. And then Saturday night, January 21st, up in Fort Collins at the Qdoba Events Center, Ultimate Wrestling Alliance. I'm also the chairman of the board there as well. We're going to make a lot of great action that night. And then on Sunday, January 22nd, Primo's Hardcore and Wrestling returns to Castleman's Bar and Venue. And I understand on February 3rd, there's going to be a lot of big things happening for Primo's, as well as their Primo's champion, Lonnie Valdez, when they return to Red and Jerry's. I understand there's also going to be a Lucha version of Primo's coming out real soon, so you don't want to miss that. We got a lot of great action going on, and hopefully Aaron the Candyman will make it today. I mean, he begged me to come on my show. He desperately said, you know what, I didn't get the opportunity to tell you all that I wanted to tell you when you pestered me and bribed me to have an interview before I boarded that 747 plane. I told him, I said, hey, you were leaving. You didn't give me an advance notice. I just knew you were leaving the day of, so I had to track you down. And I was debuting this show, and I wanted to get an exclusive interview with you. Luckily, that midget, that long-haired freak, Danger Dean, accepted my offer and came on to be on my inaugural show, that's for sure. But then, Aaron the Candyman, you begged on me, and you begged and pleaded for me to come on my show today. And where are you? You're not even here. I'm looking at an empty seat. What is that supposed to do? On the webcam, they can see that it's an empty seat. What do they think I'm doing? Talking to a ghost or something like that? I'm not nuts. Jinsu's nuts, and he's got the papers to prove it. I'm not nuts. You better get here, Aaron the Candyman. You better be listening. I know that you got that Android phone. You can pull it up right there, livestream.com/GoMileHigh, all one word. You'll be able to listen to me. You better be getting here real soon, or I'll track you down. I'll send my personal bodyguard that I got for NRW, because I had to do something about that Alexis Vane. I couldn't believe it. I can't trust anybody. I can't trust Duff Doyle. I certainly can't trust Swan Christopher, and I can't even trust the fans now. I can't even trust Alexis Vane, who puts her hands all over me. She's pestering me, putting all those comments on my Facebook page, sending those lascivious videos from some hotel suite that she got up in Blackhawk. Well, when we get back from the break, I'm going to move on to something more positive. The some first, the some last, and some backfired moments from this week in wrestling history. So stay tuned for more of The Michael Titus Show right here on GoMileHigh.com.
Go Mile High is easy to find on Facebook, too. Like us. GoMileHigh.com.
Oh, dude, look over there. Wow. Oh, forget that. Look what just came around the corner.
I'll buy her a hot dog.
Holy smokes, is this not the greatest place on earth?
How about the one in the red?
Ooh.
No, the next row down.
Wait a second.
Uh-huh.
Is that her mom?
Her, too.
Nice. Oh, jeez, my nose is freaking broken. Dude, I snagged the ball. Whoa, you okay? GoMileHigh.com. We pay attention to sports, so you don't have to.
When you think of horses and insurance, you probably think of hurdles. At Equisure, they pride themselves on giving you a smooth ride because Equisure employs insurance people who are horse owners, competitors, and equestrian participants. The unexpected in the horse world can be costly. Don't wait to have a claim to find out. Equisure. Protect your passion. To get a quote, visit equisure-inc.com or call 800-752-2472. Equisure. 800-752-2472.
Go Mile High. You're listening to GoMileHigh.com.
Imagine this. You're at work. You know a blockbuster trade is happening sometime in the day, but there's no television or radio in your office. What do? Log on to GoMileHigh.com and listen to the Press Box, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. We give you all of the latest sports news from the convenience of your computer, and it's free. The Press Box brings you different hosts daily with their own unique twists on the sports world. So update your coworkers with the latest information from the Press Box, 3 to 5 p.m. every day on GoMileHigh.com.
Come to the forest. It's a place not so far away. A place where you don't have to mow the lawn or babysit. Come meet bugs and birds. You may even meet the mysterious creature known as the other you. The silly you. The curious you. Ask your parents to take you to this not so far away place. Come to the forest, where the other you lives. But first, stop by discovertheforest.org, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
This is the gold standard Michael Madoff. You're listening to the Rocky Mountain Mouth Michael Titus Show on GoMileHigh.com. Bank.
This is the Michael Titus Show, and on GoMileHigh.com, we'd like to congratulate our colleague, Luke Sobiak, and MMA Uncensored for being nominated for Best Media Outlet in the upcoming Colorado MMA Awards. Voting is open to the public, so log in to MMA Uncensored's page at GoMileHigh.com and follow the link to see how you can vote for Luke and the show. Voting is open now and runs through January 16th. Let's make MMA Uncensored on GoMileHigh.com the best media outlet at the Colorado MMA Awards, and be sure to tune in every Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 Mountain to hear Luke Sobiak and MMA Uncensored right here on GoMileHigh.com. Well, that's Tuesday and Thursday, but this is Wednesday. This is the Michael Titus Show, the first show of the day on GoMileHigh.com. And at this time, I'd like to give a shout-out to my main man, Jazz Merritt, the host of the Weekend Wrap-Up and the Press Box. He's a great dude, big dude, sounds like Barry White. He's got a bright future. But hey, he doesn't wear shades, I wear shades. But that's another story for another date and time. If you've got any questions, comments, or concerns, please call in at 720-258-8488, just like Larry Nabisco right here on Facebook.com wants to know about what the phone number is, so let me type it in for him. 720-258-8488. There you go, dummy. All right. So, if you've just joined us, I was supposed to have a guest at this time, Aaron the Candyman. He's no-showing me. And in the world of professional wrestling, that's bad news. You could lose your job, you could lose your livelihood, you could lose everything. Well, you know what? Since I have the opportunity of viewing through these large, luxurious windows that shows me some mountains, mostly Target. Who cares? Who cares about Target? It's not like it pays the bills over here. We haven't got them as a sponsor. If we got them as a sponsor, then of course I'll be the first one to boast about how Target is great. But they're not, so I won't. But I just saw, passing by, in a green Grand Cherokee, Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4 with the gold writing on it, none other than Aaron the Candyman, so he'll be in momentarily. But I wanted to first start off with some first some laughs, and some backfired moments from this week in wrestling history. Some first, well, if you all know, if I've ever told you that what started off as me being a fan of professional wrestling was that my mother and grandmother not only took me to the Colorado Springs City Auditorium. We got a phone call? All right, Dave Prill. Thank you for that unceremonious announcement that you gave. But who do we have on the line, Dave? Do you know? Can you push the button?
Sounds like just a random caller.
Just a random caller? Is that all of this? Random callers, huh? All right. Random caller, you're on the air. This is the Michael Titus Show.
Yes, this is the Polish Prince commenting about the Candyman. He's been down in Mexico lately, and as we all know, down there, they just take siestas and cut their mouth with tacos and stuff. And now he's back, but he's been in hiding, so I've just been listening to your show, and your show is great, and thought I'd let you know.
Well, thank you. This is the Polish Prince, Randy Pascal, on the line. I'm so glad that he called in. And you are a great and phenomenal athlete. I have seen your physique. You have worked out in the gym 24 hours a day. I understand you have a personal trainer, some big wench Amazon woman that just whips you with chains and belts and everything and just really works you over and makes you pump that iron. No one better than you, Randy Pascal, the Polish Prince. And I know that everybody in the state of Colorado is afraid of you because they have denied every one of your challenges.
Yes, and with the way women in the United States look is just like my trainer, Terry Bacon. In my country of Poland, the women look fine. The women take care of the men. Here in the United States, they play games. But we soon, as the Polish Prince starts traveling all over Colorado with Bad Company Productions, everybody will see what a true man looks like. So all you men out there, don't get mad at your women because they want to be with me. Go to the gym so you can be like me. And all you fat women, quit sending me pictures. It's not really that good. Unless you're sending me after pictures. If you were fat before and you went to the gym and worked out, fine. 4 years ago, I looked that way, and I changed the body because I got back to my mindset of what a Polish Prince is all about.
Well, Polish Prince, I want to thank you very much for calling in. I know that there's a lot of big things in store for you when it comes to Bad Company Productions, and I understand that all the women are just jealous of their men, that they can't look like you, and they want all their men to look like you. And Randy Pascal, I understand that you got a lot of big things coming up. You're going to make your wrestling debut on Wednesday, January 11th. I know I'm going to be there in attendance, and I can't wait to see exactly what you have in store for all of the wrestling fans here in Colorado.
That day, Tanaka will go down. He will feel the wrath of the Polish Prince. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Polish Prince, Randy Pascal, on the line. And he was just telling me that how great and phenomenal he is and how all the women just love him and all the men want to be him. And that on Wednesday, January 11th, he will be facing none other than legendary Pat Tanaka one-on-one. And obviously he plans on decimating Pat Tanaka. That remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure is that when we come back from the break, and as you can see on webcam, I've got none other than my dear close personal friend, the sweet and sticky superstar himself, Aaron the Candyman. And when we get back, we're going to have a lot more for you right here on the Michael Titus Show on GoMileHigh.com.
Internet Sports Radio, GoMileHigh.com.
Go Mile High.
Listen, here's Dylan Dave at GoMileHigh.com, and we offer you 0% hassle. That's right. And since you're already here, get behind the wheel and test drive our website. We got new and used shows from MMA, soccer, rodeo, dodgeball, and every kind of sports we could think of. So when you think sports radio, think Dylan Dave at
GoMileHigh.com. Colorado sports lifestyle. Catch your breath. Hey, sports fans, go to beonair.com to find out how you can launch a career in sports broadcasting. I'm Katie Mitchell, and I graduated from the Ohio Center for Broadcasting's Colorado campus. In less than a year, I got the hands-on experience I needed to start a career where I get paid to watch and talk about sports. While attending the Ohio Center for Broadcasting, I scored an internship and have been on air ever since. So if you want to work in sports radio like me, text FANS to 33239. Classes start soon, so text FANS, that's FANS, to 33239 today.
Go Mile High. GoMileHigh.com.
This is Darren Mitchell. Join me and Vlad and Chase every Monday from 2 to 3 on GoMileHigh.com for The Power Play. We're talking everything hockey, news and notes from the NHL, the power rankings, who are the top 5 teams, who are the bottom 5 teams every week. We're going to give you our 3 stars of the previous week, who we thought was the best players for that week. Also, we're in Colorado, we're going to talk Avalanche hockey. We're also going to give you our picks for the next week, which games you need to watch the following week. That's every Monday, 2 to 3, GoMileHigh.com, The Power Play.
I love Dan. I promised to stick with him through thick and thin. He was in Afghanistan, and I know he's been through a lot. Things I can't even imagine. I'll try to comfort him, but he pushes me away, and I just don't know how to reach him.
You may not know what to say, but we can help start the conversation. Visit supportyourvet.org, a public service announcement brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
Go Mile High. You're listening to GoMileHigh.com.
These are like old-fashioned microphones. I feel like I should be singing Frank Sinatra.
What's going on back there, Dave, huh? You can't run the controls? Is Ronnie Lee helping you out? He's not distracted by his dog hair computer? What's going on back there? Come on. Andre back there doing his thing. Well, folks, welcome back to the Michael Titus Show right here on GoMileHigh.com. And I'm pleased to present to you my very dear, close personal friend, the one and the only, the sweet and sticky superstar himself, Aaron the Candyman.
How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing quite well. I'm so glad that you decided to beg and plead to come on my show.
Well, you know, since you're the only show that's any good, I should beg and plead to get on it.
Absolutely, that's right. You know, no conceit here. He's got all of it in his family.
I have to beg and plead to get anywhere in wrestling. It's terrible.
Are you kidding me? That's how it is in all of wrestling. Shoot, you can knock down all the doors you want and nothing will open.
Definitely not.
You even try to open a window and it doesn't work. Some of them are jammed.
Yeah, I can't fit through them anymore anyway. So.
What do you mean you can't fit through them anymore? Mr. Spelt over here, he lost all that weight in Mexico. He was getting skinny and scrawny.
That's right.
All these clothes are big and baggy. Look at this new leather jacket you had to buy because...
Suave, right? Because I lost the other one.
Yes, you did.
Some security guards walking around with my leather jacket over at Red and Jerry's.
So as I was telling the folks earlier, I tried to get an interview before you boarded that 747 to Mexico, but you didn't really want to talk. You wanted to just joke around and make a mockery of me at the time.
It was like 5 in the morning, and none of us had slept yet. We were all hanging out, just being the horsemen, and none of us had slept. I was goofy.
So that's what we always do. It should be no different.
You know, I didn't want to make a joke of your show. That's a joke, but.
Yeah. What are you doing? One of my backhanded compliments or something? What are you doing here, Aaron?
Hey, I taught you how to do those backhanded compliments, sir.
So, okay. Is it true what I've been saying about you for years? Are you really Augustus Gloop in disguise?
No, Augustus Gloop was actually my father. I am the Augustus Gloop legacy. I am not exactly Augustus Gloop.
Uh-huh.
You know, because not a lot of people know this. After he left the chocolate factory, Augustus Gloop ended up with just this hot little beer maiden. Oh, my mom was sexy.
Was? What happened to her?
She had me.
Oh.
That'd mess with anybody, right?
Oh, man.
Raising little Candyman, of course, you know, it's going to take its toll. Gray hairs, you know.
So I understand that while you were in Mexico, you were still Candyman. Did you
Yes,
find
sir.
Mexican candy and enjoy it and pass it out to all the little kiddies?
I found a lot of Mexican candy. I can't really say I enjoyed it though, because I don't understand why they do this, but there's just randomly chili in candy. Like I found
Chili?
I found these like Starburst, and you bite into the middle, and what's in the middle of a Starburst? Chili. Makes perfect sense to them. For me, it's a little awkward. You know, they have like honey and chili suckers, and they just put chili all through their candy. It's really awkward.
That's unbelievable. Why would they put chili in there? I wonder. Well, you know,
They like their spicy food down there. I'm not going to mess with them.
You've told me that's why most of them, as they get older, they have ulcers and they've got bad stomachs.
Oh
and
yeah,
they're just messed up.
They reach 50 and 60, and their guts are bad, man, really bad. I had a little run in with the hot sauce myself. It messed me up. So I don't know how they do it.
No, I don't know how they do it either. But so a lot of people don't know much about you in terms of. So what brought you into professional wrestling?
I was always a big fan. Always loved wrestling. Loved Bret Hart and Kurt Hennig, Shawn Michaels. You know, all the originals. Well, not the originals. All the you know, the up and coming guys when I was younger. And you know, I always was like, oh, I could do that. I could do that. And you know, and was going through high school. I could do that. And then you know, then I went to college, got a little depressed, and ended up, you know, bartending for a couple of years, and then, you know, kind of looked at my life and was coaching my little brothers in wrestling, and was like, you know, I need to do something else, and wrestling came on, and I was watching Bobby Lashley, and I was like, you know what, I could do things like that. I may not look as good as that, but I could do things like that, and found a school and up at Fusion in Commerce City, and just started training, and it's been my life for the past 3 years.
And you, out of all of the trainees out of Fusion, are one of the ones that are still in it to this day, aren't you?
Yeah. Me, Jason, Matt Yaden, and Jesse Williams are the only guys that were at Fusion when I was there that are really still going.
Exactly.
I mean, I started with Noah Torella, and
yes, you did,
and he's kind of fallen to the wayside with life and his wife and baby. So I mean.
Well, you know, that happens, and as we both know, that in this business, you can't have a family, because if you do, it puts an extreme strain on it, and there's no way that you can ever try to balance both worlds, because now that you are traveling all the time, what if you had a girlfriend? What if you had a wife and kids? There would be no way that they would say, well, you can go off to Mexico. Excuse me, bimbo, I'll go anywhere I want.
Right. Exactly. Thank God I'm repulsive to the opposite sex right now. I don't have to worry about that. But
repulsive? I hear all those senoritas are fawning all over you.
Oh yeah.
Like white on rice.
I got a couple of groupies. Sam Udell wanted me to talk about the groupies, so I'll let him know. I got a couple of groupies. I can't talk to them because I don't speak Spanish, but I have a couple of groupies. You know, I think they're groupies. They might be stalkers. I'm not sure because I can't talk to them. I don't know what they want to do. So.
Well, and didn't Alejandro Floriano help you out with that, or is he even worse in Spanish than you are?
He's the worst translator in the world. I love Alejandro, but he's the worst translator ever. He'll go off, have conversations, they're pointing, they're looking at you. You're like, I know they're talking about me. He won't tell you. What was that about? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. Just want to pop him one, you know.
See, that's why you need me, because I have a broken Spanish, so
that's
I understand a little bit
that's
of it.
That's right. At least you'll tell me wrong, but you'll tell me what they were saying about
Well, I mean,
me.
I'll get half of it right.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. You'll get a little bit. We'll get the gist of it. We'll make it through. We'd make it through. I want to bring you down there. I think you'd have a really fun time down there.
I believe I would too. Now, what do you want to attain in the wrestling world? I mean, is Mexico enough for you?
No, Mexico's not enough for me. I want to be able to go to Japan and Europe and really kind of be a world traveler. But you know, like any wrestler, I want to end up in the show. I want to end up where the best are, and that's WWE.
Absolutely.
You know, I got a lot of work to do before then, but I think I could do it. It's like any wrestler who's worth a darn, they're going to want to really make it to WWE. You know, there's only a handful of people here that in Colorado that really have that dream, but you know, I'm one of them.
Absolutely. You know, that's why there is that collective group of us, the Mile High Club, as we kind of call ourselves.
Yeah, the horsemen.
Yes,
Woo!
you know, because we are all having the same common goal, except it seems to me that there's only really the three of us that are strong. We've always had people falling by the wayside of what they really want. We started off with Noah Torella. He thought he wanted it, but life got in the way. And then now we have Chris Von Loer. He's got a lot of potential, and if he would listen to me, which he has, and he would make it. But now he wants to be some law enforcement officer. He wants to be the Mountie. He wants to be the big boss man. Well, that's fine and dandy if you want it to be a gimmick in wrestling, but come on.
But he really wants to do it. But he really wants to be a Mountie.
He wants to pound the pavement. He wants to walk the beat. He wants to run around in that squad car. He wants to be carrying that little revolver or whatever it is, a 30-second pistol or whatever it is.
I tell you what, nothing would scare me but like a ginger cop, like good old, like Chris Von Loer, a big 6'4" ginger cop. It'd scare the crap out of me. I'd walk straight when he's around.
Well, and he can run too, so he'll be on that favorite show, Cops.
That's
Might
right.
see him there.
That's right. That's his TV exposure. He'll be on Cops.
So when we get back from the break, we'll have more with Aaron the Candyman right here on the Michael Titus Show on GoMileHigh.com.
Go Mile High. GoMileHigh.com.
Did you say it?
Oh, dude, look over there. Oh, forget that. Look what just came around the corner.
I'll buy her a hot dog.
Holy smokes, is this not the greatest place on earth?
How about the one in the red? No, the next row down.
Wait a second.
Uh-huh.
Is that her mom?
Her too.
Nice. Oh, dude, I snagged the ball. Whoa, you okay? GoMileHigh.com. We pay attention to sports, so you don't have to.
Hi everyone, it's the mortgage team of Jennifer and Matt with American Liberty Mortgage, here to talk about renovation loans. There's no need to do the renovation work yourself when you can have a contractor do it and get it done in a required period of time.
With Fannie Mae's Home Path loan and FHA's 203K loan, you can have the renovation work done for you and have the cost rolled into the loan. Call the mortgage team of Jennifer and Matt for more details about the Home Path renovation and FHA 203K loans at 303-901-6042.
That's the mortgage team of Jennifer and Matt at 303-901-6042.
Live streaming sports and lifestyle, sonically and visually. GoMileHigh.com.
Hop in the car and ride along with me, Dustin Jonas.
And me, Ben the Bee, on the Power Hour. As we power slide through the world of racing and motorsports along with
automotive news.
Starting this coming up model year, Ford will not offer a CD player as standard package in a vehicle.
It's somewhat surprising, but somewhat
expected.
Yeah, because how many cars can you buy with a cassette player?
Local events.
We have the Cummins Rocky Mountain Truck Fest. Entries are open to anybody with a pickup or SUV. All you got to do is pass tech inspect. Costs $30 to get in. Burnout competition, drag racing, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, pro truck, diesel.
Test drives and car reviews.
I drove a Fiat 500. Good gas mileage. 27 city, 38 highway. Has a 1.4 liter, 101 horsepower engine.
News from the world of rally racing, NASCAR, and much, much more, including the Donkey of the Week.
Join us on the Power Hour every Wednesday, 2 to 3, only on Go Mile High.
Hi, this is Aaron the Candyman, and you're listening to Michael Titus, the Michael Titus radio show at GoMileHigh.com.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Michael Titus Show right here on GoMileHigh.com. It's a kind of a lovely overcast afternoon here in the Belmar area in Lakewood, Colorado. And I have my dear close personal friend, my very special guest of the week, the sweet and sticky superstar himself, Aaron the Candyman. You can see him right there on webcam, right there on livestream.com/GoMileHigh, all one word. And as before the break, we were just talking to you, Aaron, about some your goals, your aspirations, and a little bit about yourself and things like that. But I want to know, give me your thoughts on what you think about some of the promotions here in Colorado. Let's start off with New Era Wrestling. You were the former first ever NEW champion.
Well, let's say that I can't really be the former champ when I never lost the belt.
That's true. You could still be the same current champion if you really want to be semantics.
It could be said that I'm still the current champion.
That's true.
Of NEW. Mm-hmm. I really like what NEW is doing. I wish they could get bigger crowds there because I think it's a really good product. You know, I think what kind of hurts them is the fact that they're on IWF's old stomping grounds, but it's not IWF. You know, with the quote-unquote legends like Bud Doobie and Adrian Grimm and Shredder Khan. Can't forget that one.
Oh, boy.
But, I mean, it's not the same crowd. I wish they could get a bigger one. I think it's on its way up. From what I've heard, it was doing really well while I was gone. But I think they're one of the companies that are heading in the right direction. You know, they're giving different guys like spots. Like they gave me a main event spot, and superstars out there putting on great matches, and I think they're giving everyone a really good opportunity to show what they have, away from the old timers, I guess you'd call them, in Denver, who were just hogging it up in IWF.
Absolutely, and one of the things that I really enjoyed is that he brought me in. He said, "You know what? I want you to be a manager, but at the same time, I want you to be our color commentator."
Right.
I said, "I don't want the same guys from Primos. I only want one, maybe none of them at all. Maybe you can handle it all." You know,
yeah, you easily could.
Honestly, you know, Larry Nabisco, he's all right. I make the mistake every single time I sit next to him. I call him Larry Nelson, and that just really grinds his gears because he doesn't want to be that short, fat guy that doesn't know how to ring announce.
That never got my name right.
Never got your name right.
Aaron the Candyman. It's really easy, Larry. But all you kept calling me the Candyman or Aaron Man or God, Larry, come on. Do your research.
I mean, and then he had the audacity to call me the mouth of the South. I mean, are you kidding me? I look nothing like Jimmy Hart. I'm not 5'10", 160 pounds. I mean, yeah, I've got kind of a high-pitched voice, but that's beside the point.
That's it. That's the only thing,
That's
it. Jimmy Hart walks around with a mullet. His hairstyle is 80s, your hairstyle is 50s. You guys are completely different.
Exactly. What are you laughing at there, old bunion face? Do your job back there. Push the buttons. And, Aaron, what do you think about New Revolution Wrestling?
NRW. I think NRW really made good progress by giving Superstar a main event spot. I really wish Matt would get away from the old fusion addicts of this guy's got to be in great shape and this guy, he has to look like an athlete, because there are guys in Colorado, me and Prodigy, and there's other guys who aren't in the greatest shape, but we're athletes and we can contribute to the show. I think he's starting to come around a little bit, where he's starting to see where the talent is and where the entertainers are, and it's becoming a really, really nice show. I mean, they have some really great things going on there. They really do. So I'm excited to see what happens for NRW in the future.
It was like pulling teeth to get people like you and some other people on the show. And, I had to bring in Mr. Mayhem. I wanted to bring him in. He's going to be my personal bodyguard. I've tried to do numerous things. We're trying to get Sam Udell on there. And even though he's got the body, of course, Matt Yaden and Swan Christopher want something more than just that now. So,
right.
There's always that, catch-22, that, whole double standard that they've got, to the point where they say, well, you got one, but we want the whole package.
Yeah,
it's like, come on.
You kind of feel like at NRW, and it's not a bad thing, but you kind of feel at NRW that you're not good enough and you have to work for your spot. Like, NRW feels like actual competition in the back between who can have the match of the night and who's working to make themselves better, to improve themselves. It's kind of like NRW really wants to keep rising instead of just, we'll coast.
Yeah, they don't want to plateau, and and I like that, because there are a lot of companies who've just plateaed, like ACW.
Yeah, ACW. Well,
it's like a 747 with losing all four engine. It's come crashing down.
I think, they haven't. ACW hasn't plateaued. ACW has actually gone down.
That's true.
ACW for a while there was the best company in Colorado. We were at the City Odd, which was a great venue in Colorado Springs, and we had the Double Eagle and Cripple Creek, and things were going really great for us. And then, we've lost them, and ACW really took a nosedive after that.
What do you think about this new company coming around? I don't know what it's called. It's an extension of Bad Company Productions. I think it's going to be called Tanaka Championship Wrestling. What do you think about that?
I really hope that there's another company, because everyone could use another place to work. I don't know how it's going to work with two companies in a small town like Colorado Springs, but we'll see what happens. I'd be excited for it to come up.
Absolutely. It's more work for us, and hopefully this promoter will pay. That's been the biggest issue a lot of times. And
hopefully.
But speaking of pay, what was it like in Mexico? How is the pay different?
Well, one, the money is not all green. It's, orange and blue and coins and
all those pesos.
But they mostly I wrestled down there with the Moreno family, the family that was helping train me. And like I haven't made big time yet in Mexico, but when I go back down, the opportunities are there for me. But they tried to take care of me. They paid enough for me to have a meal for a week. There's not an exact figures because they go off the gate, the amount of people that are there. But they try their best to take care of you. Colorado doesn't really do that. The promoters are not there to take care of you, it seems like. Some try. NEW tries. Matt Yaden tries with NRW. Primo's, all their money goes back into their training center, so I understand where that money goes. ACW is the one where you're like, I feel like we should be getting paid, and we weren't. And, for a year there, me and you were
exactly.
we can't be doing this for free anymore. So I went down there and I made sure to let them know I can't do it for free. This isn't, those trips have to pay for themselves. So hopefully they start paying me even more. Right now they're paying me enough to eat, and then, I got to make my rent, but hopefully it starts paying more so I can actually put some money back into the account.
Absolutely. We're going to hope that everything works out for him, and when we get back, we're going to get his thoughts on particular wrestlers here in the state of Colorado. So stay tuned for more of the Michael Titus Show.
Dirt and shovel, baby.
Right here on GoMileHigh.com.
GoMileHigh.com. Go Mile High.
It's that moment when a person becomes something greater than themselves. The sports talk show host sets up to the microphone. He knows the pressure is on to deliver a spectacular performance. He drops back, hands a toss to his co-host. His co-host tosses back. It's a flea flicker. The host bombs it down the field, and the audience receives a touchdown. Oh my goodness, I can't believe what just happened.
We love sports, and we love to talk about it. GoMileHigh.com. Colorado sports lifestyle.
Catch your breath.
Hi everyone, it's the mortgage team of Jennifer and Matt with American Liberty Mortgage, here to talk about renovation loans. There's no need to do the renovation work yourself when you can have a contractor do it and get it done in a required period of time.
With Fannie Mae's Home Path Loan and FHA's 203K loan, you can have the renovation work done for you and have the cost rolled into the loan. Call the mortgage team of Jennifer and Matt for more details about the Home Path renovation and FHA 203K loans at 303-901-6042.
That's the mortgage team of Jennifer and Matt at 303-901-6042.
Go Mile High. GoMileHigh.com.
Join us on the pitch with Ronnie Lee and Dave on GoMileHigh.com as we talk about everything surrounding soccer in the world, from England to Italy to Spain. Get it here. Get your weekly dose of the beautiful game on GoMileHigh.com.
There won't be much MLS talk, but for those that like talking minor league sports, you can call in and let us know what you think.
Who's better, Manchester United or Barcelona? If you had one player to start a team, would it be Ronaldo, Messi, or Rooney? We'll discuss it all here on the pitch on GoMileHigh.com. Catch your breath.
This is Chris Von Lohr, and you're listening to the Michael Titus Show on GoMileHigh.com. These are the times that
we're living now. Welcome back to the Michael Titus Show right here on GoMileHigh.com. I'm here with my special guest, Aaron the Candyman.
Hey, how you doing?
And I want to know, Aaron, what are your thoughts on like a Swan Christopher?
Swanee. I've had some personal run-ins with Swan. I didn't think he treated me with the respect I deserved, but now that I know him a little bit better, I understand where he's coming from, and that's water under the bridge. But I wish that he would learn more about the business. I really do. Like, he's a great owner and all that at NRW, but I wish he would study and learn more and talk to us and ask questions and try and really, learn about the business instead of just, I'm an actor, I know what I'm doing, and it's a whole different monster, wrestling and acting. So, if he would ask and try and learn the business a little better, I think it would benefit NRW tremendously.
Now, what do you think about our collective group, the current Mile High Club? Give me your thoughts on what you think our current status and how you would rate us.
The Horsemen, I would rate us the best in Colorado. Trajan's, on his way out, and Rob's he's got other things going on now, and so I mean that really just leaves the Horsemen. I think we are the best. I mean, I think Superstar is hands down the best in-ring worker in Colorado right now. You are the best mouthpiece in Colorado right now. I am a circus performer, but Chris is a really great.
Well, we're all circus performers. What are you talking about?
We all belong in the three-ring circus.
I'm the ringmaster. Where's the midgets? Where's the elephant lady?
But Chris Von Luhr, I think he's a really great big man. He's really agile for his size,
yes,
and he bumps like a champ. And I really think that we all have like the ingredients that make us the best workers in Colorado. I mean, there's a reason that not everybody is everywhere except for us. I mean, our little group travels everywhere. We're in every promotion except for the Lucha ones, and that's just because they're Lucha.
Well, I'm making my triumphant return as a manager in Denver Lucha Libre this Friday night.
Oh, my goodness.
I made a few phone calls and it happened, but I understand that there's a Azteca Carrera who I tried to work for OMLL this past Sunday night, and he said, "No way, Jose."
Well, what does he know? He gets kneed in the face.
Exactly. Yes. So in one word, describe Tommy Lacroix.
One word?
One word.
Green. That's the best way to say it. He's green. He's a rook. He's got a lot to learn. I
said one word. What do you keep going on?
Well, green.
Okay, good. What about El Joto Loco?
Diva.
That's it. I think there's other words.
Well, I thought we were doing one word. No, I'm not. I have nothing against the guy personally. I mean, and this isn't like I don't care about his personal life choices. I mean, that's his choices. But I think that he needs to train one, and he needs to rethink his spot in the business, because right now he doesn't show a lot of respect to it. He doesn't show up and train. He doesn't do all the extra work that needs to be done. He shows up, tries to wrestle, and then leaves. Like, he doesn't even stick around for the end of the show. He just leaves. Or he'll go out and sit in the crowd, which I just think it's wrong. I think that, he has the potential to be really good. He has to train.
That's the biggest issue with a lot of guys these days, is that they're not dedicated, they're not hardworking, and they don't respect the business. They do not respect it, and they don't respect the people that have paid the way for them to come in, even the guys who've been around for a while, that have proven themselves to be good, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But what do you think about Brandon Bishop? I know it can't be summarized in one word.
No, that one can't be summarized in one word. I think Brandon has lofty goals, but I don't think he's going the right way in reaching them. I think he kind of ignores the talent that he has in ACW, and I have nothing against Danger Dean, but he keeps pushing him to the moon, and there's other guys who are just as talented or more talented. I mean, Superstar, for instance, is just now getting a push, even though Brandon originally didn't even want him on his show. I know he doesn't respect what I bring to the show. I'm just the guy who makes ACW family entertainment, because I go out there and throw out candy. But I'm more than that. I believe I'm a main event talent, and he doesn't. I asked him about being in the main event in the show coming up on the 7th, and he didn't even respond. He just ignored me. And so, I feel like he disrespects me a little bit in that aspect, and I know he disrespected my going to Mexico. He thinks that I could achieved more staying here, which I don't agree with. And he also, I was keeping people updated on Facebook on what I was doing, meeting Juventud Guerrero and Super Crazy, some guys who I admired watching WCW, and he kind of just crapped all over it, just talking about how, basically kind of just downplayed what I thought was a big achievement. And I just don't think that's right. I think he's a little disrespectful in that aspect, and doesn't realize the talent he has.
If you've just joined us, my guest is Aaron the Candyman. We're talking about disrespect, about how not only there are certain wrestlers in this business, but promoters as well that are very disrespectful to the people that are a part of this business. And it's unbelievable. And, now it needs to time that I need to go into about this week in wrestling history, because there a lot of times in wrestling nowadays we've got a lot of backfire. Things don't work out like they planned, and there have been a lot of times in history where a lot of disrespect has been going out, and it is proven to backfire and not work out in their plan. And I mean, like there was that one time that Eric Bischoff decided that he thought it would be a good idea to tell everybody the results on Raw. That wasn't a good thing to do.
That was really disrespectful.
That was very disrespectful, and he thought he was a smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he told that one week that, hey, Tony Schiavone, tell them that Mankind won the WWE title. And that was January 4th of 1999. And on that night,
that was this week.
That was this week,
man.
And so he thought he was Mr. Funny and says that tell Tony Schiavone to say, well, that'll put asses in seats. Yeah. And then from weeks on, everybody at WWE live events would hold up signs that say, Mick Foley put my ass in this seat.
Right.
So it kind of, it hurt him.
Well, not just that. Like the ratings when they came out that next that next day, as soon as he said Mick Foley won, everybody turned over to see it because Mick Foley he may not be The Rock or Stone Cold, but he has his following. I mean, he's very entertaining, and he destroys his body, and people appreciate that. And as soon as he said that he was winning the belt, everyone switched over. And as soon as he won the belt, I think that Nitro had like 5 minutes left, so they came back to watch. So they finished out strong. But that little spot right there just showed that he didn't know what made a great talent.
Absolutely. But when we get back from the break, I'll be wrapping up This Week in Wrestling History, and then I'll tell you about the promo of the week, which is when the last time the major title changed hands in the state of Colorado. Stay tuned for more of The Michael Titus Show right here on GoMileHigh.com.
Go Mile High. GoMileHigh.com.
GoMileHigh.com is proud to present Internet Sports Radio at the push of a button. No matter where you are in the world, simply log on to GoMileHigh.com so you can catch up on your favorite sports.
What do you think about this matchup? These two teams hate each other.
Stop wasting your time with that old portable radio and join the future of sports broadcasting. Log on. GoMileHigh.com, Colorado sports lifestyle. Catch your breath.
Hi everyone, it's the mortgage team of Jennifer and Matt with American Liberty Mortgage, here to talk about renovation loans. There's no need to do the renovation work yourself when you can have a contractor do it and get it done in a required period of time.
With Fannie Mae's Home Path Loan and FHA's 203K loan, you can have the renovation work done for you and have the cost rolled into the loan. Call the mortgage team of Jennifer and Matt for more details about the Home Path renovation and FHA 203K loans at 303-901-6042.
That's the mortgage team of Jennifer and Matt at 303-901-6042.
Broadcasting from Belmont, Lakewood, Colorado. GoMileHigh.com.
Not only is the Full Nelson Go Mile High's first and only professional wrestling talk show, but we're also the new hotbed for special guests such as legendary wrestler Bader.
From the power of the Rocky Mountain, it's time. My son Jesse just quit on me. He let me know that the WWE had come calling, and so he had to quit. And I told him he had a contract, and he said, well, sue me.
Tune to the Full Nelson every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, only on GoMileHigh.com. Catch your breath.
This heavyweight bout is about to begin. What's the champ wearing? Looks like an examination gown. And from the back, ooh, that's not pretty. Champ, what's with the get-up?
I've got to take care of my family, so I'm getting those important medical screenings.
The fight is over. Champ, you look pretty healthy out there tonight.
But I'm still getting those tests. For a list of tests you need, go to ahrq.gov. And remember, real men wear gowns.
Go to ahrq.gov. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, AHRQ, and the Ad Council.
This is the gold standard Michael Madoff. You're listening to the Rocky Mountain Mouth Michael Titus Show on GoMileHigh.com. Bank.
Welcome back. This is the Michael Titus Show on GoMileHigh.com with my guest of the week, Aaron the Candyman, all the way from Mexico City, Mexico, on his way back at the end of the month. It's going to be a great time for him. Maybe one of these days I can venture my way down to Mexico City and see what it has in store for me. But wrapping up this week's edition of the Michael Titus Show, I just wanted to fill you in on some of the first and some of the last in wrestling history. Primetime Wrestling actually premiered on January 1st, 1985. Premiered.
Wow.
January 1st, 1985. It was a great segment. That's one of the things that brought me into wrestling was because of my parents, my grandmother and mother actually watching the show. Mm-hmm. And then it, of course, ended on January 4th, 1993.
So it had a nice little run there.
Yeah, it had a great 8 years, and then moves on to Monday Night Raw, which has been going on since '93 now.
Right.
And it's going on. What is it now? It's the 19th year now.
Yeah, the longest episodic TV show or something like that. Whatever, however they want to say it.
Absolutely. And before we go, I'm going to intro a little audio clip that I want to have everybody listen to. This is a promo from June 28th, 1986, when Nick Bockwinkel won the AWA World Heavyweight title from Stan the Lariat Hansen. And I guess what's going on at that time is that Stan Hansen was working in Japan for All Japan Pro Wrestling.
Going crazy in Japan, yes.
Absolutely. And he was supposed to go back with the AWA title, but Vern Gagne said, no, I want you to drop the title to Nick Bockwinkel before you leave. But Giant Baba, the owner of All Japan Pro Wrestling, said, no, I want you to bring the title with you. So there was a controversy. So before Stan left, Vern Gagne stripped him of the title. And you're about to hear what Nick Bockwinkel had to say. But I want to take this opportunity to thank you, Aaron, for stopping by. I had a great time with you.
I had a great time. Thank you very much.
And this has been the first show of the new year. And don't forget to check out Michael Titus, the Michael Titus Show on Facebook.com. Follow me on Twitter. And don't miss the upcoming events. Denver Lucha Libre this Friday night, and ACW in Colorado Springs this Saturday night, when Aaron the Candyman will be in action.
That's right.
All right, folks. Stay tuned for this little clip. And until next week, take care.
See ya.
Unusual development in the history of professional wrestling. Stan the Lariat Hansen in the building, apparently ready to defend the heavyweight championship against this man, Nick Bockwinkel. He then left the building. Promoter Gene Reed notified the president of the AWA, Stanley Blackburn, of the development. The decision was made that if Stan the Lariat Hansen did not return within a given period of time, Nick Bockwinkel would become the AWA heavyweight champion for the 4th time. Stan Hansen did not return. Congratulations, Nick Bockwinkel. You got what you've long wanted for the 4th time, the championship.
I guess I'm going to put it simply this way. I feel bad that I did not pin the man, that I did not win the match in a battle in the ring. But you know, if you can chase the enemy off the battlefield, if he leaves and he goes home. Now, I have no idea what's in Stan Hansen's mind, but at 300 pounds and a big ruffian from the Pampas of West Texas, you've blown your mouth off real big, hard, and heavy. But what it really comes down to, when it came time to put up or shut up, I guess you shut up. I don't know how long and how big the tail is on a big West Texas bull, but right now it's down someplace between his legs. One of the rumors being that he got injured maybe a little bit in his match a night before with Jerry Blackwell. Well, I don't give any credence or give you any room for that. I'm thrilled to death to become the heavyweight champion for the 4th time. And if you think I don't have all the enthusiasm in the world, I do. Now, I wanted this very badly. I felt I got robbed out of it 2 years ago. And when they say what goes around comes around. So I must be a pretty decent dude for this thing to take place and this go down the way it did. Why Stan Hansen didn't come back, that's his baby. But I know one thing, you didn't show Stan Hansen. I was here. I was ready to go.
Obviously, you're going to have to change your entire booking schedule, the demands on the championship. Suddenly, now the pressure on Nick Bockwinkel again.
Well, yes, it will be, but Stanley Blackburn, because this is so very unusual, needless to say, he's going to have to take and make a lot of decisions. There's going to be a lot of unusual things taking place. I can only say one thing, I'm happy as hell.
I don't blame you. Nick Bockwinkel, the AWA heavyweight champion for the 4th time again. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.